Hi, it is Sarah Strasbaugh from meetyourgod.com, and I am in the process of selling my house. And with that comes many house showings. And I've had some people ask me, how am I getting ready for the house showings with 6 little kids running around me? And I'm also a homeschooler, so they're home all the time. So I just wanted to quickly put the video together and what I've learned, and I'm still learning. The house is still for sale. We have had 35 house showings, and for one reason or another, things that are out of our control, it just hasn't happened yet. So I guess I'm becoming an expert at house showings, although not an expert at selling. But anyways, the feedback for showings has been pretty positive, and I can take what I've learned and you can use whatever I have to say and take it with a grain of salt, apply it to your own life, and see what works for you and what doesn't. Trial and error in anything. So the 5 things that I've come up with are: number 1, eliminate. So before you put your house on the market, get rid of as much stuff as you possibly can. Whether it is donating what you don't need, or throwing it away, or packing it up and start packing it, and you may want to get a storage unit, or if you are close with somebody who has an empty basement, which God bless my mother-in-law for allowing us to put our stuff in her basement. You just want to get rid of, you want your house to be as clean and empty of your own debris as possible, because people want to walk in and picture their own stuff there, and if all of your things are cluttering up the place, it's going to be a lot harder for them to picture that. So also, if you have kids especially, the less stuff that you have of your own, the much faster it's going to be to prepare for showing time. Because, as you know, if you have little children, they tend to undo our work. So the less stuff that they can get out, the faster we can get ready. So that's the first thing. And if it's not a fast process for you to get ready for a house showing, keep getting rid of stuff, get rid of stuff, get rid of stuff, until it becomes a fairly simple process. And we're down to having like 3 boxes of toys in each bedroom. Not like 3 toys, but 3 boxes of toys. So a train set in a container, all the play food in a container, and then little animals or something in a container, because it just keeps it simple. It makes it easy for them to help. And like I said, it's faster. So you want to be able to do your house showings as quickly as possible. So eliminating the stuff will help you get there. The second one is have secret hiding places. So what does that mean? Secret hiding places. You are going to have stuff no matter what you do. You're going to have laundry. You're going to have things that you just do not have time to put away, like the tedious little items, the pens, the papers, the bills, the backpacks. The fact is that we always have stuff. So if you have some secret hiding places for your stuff, in the last minute you can quickly clean it all up, throw it aside, but when you get back home, you're going to walk in and you're going to think, oh my goodness, my house is so lovely and clean. And no, it's not. You have those tubs of things waiting for you to put them away, and if you don't, you'll be missing shoes for weeks. That happened to me, and it's very frustrating. So, the best secret hiding places, I think, are Rubbermaid tubs, because you can throw a whole bunch of stuff in them, put a lid on them, and then stack them up nice and neat, either in the garage or your basement or somewhere. People have no idea what's in there. Don't get clear ones, please. And another great place to hide stuff is your car. And it is so not fun taking baskets of laundry out to the vehicle, but People don't want to walk in and see all your dirty laundry, or even all your clean laundry for that matter. They want to walk in and see a lovely laundry space. So, secret hiding places. Get the stuff out that you do need to keep. The next one is get off the emotional roller coaster. And this has been probably the most challenging one, and perhaps it is for you as well. So I'm going to summarize that with walk, not run, the journey. Because, let's face it, buying and selling is a journey. It's a process. It's an adventure if you make it one. But it has a lot of ups and downs, and we can emotionally get involved with those ups and downs, or we can choose to not ride that emotional roller coaster. So what I mean by that is you may find out that there's somebody really interested, and then your hopes may get up and you start to get excited and look for houses and, oh my gosh, yay, I want this one. And our whole lives can easily become entangled in, when is my house going to sell? Or we can keep living our lives being patient. And can you hear me talking to my own self as I'm saying this? Just walking through the journey, not running ahead of ourselves when there is an offer. Even an offer could come through. It could be a good offer. You could accept the offer. You could have the contract, but there's always contingencies. There could be something happen with the inspections, and then you're back to square one. The house is on the market again. And so there's a lot of ups and downs with selling and buying, and it's just words of wisdom to not ride the emotional roller coaster, to just live today for today and not get crazy with, where am I going to be next week? Where am I going to be next month? Where am I going to be in 4 months? You know what? I'll figure it out when I get there that day. But today I'm here. So today I'm going to enjoy here. And it's a lot easier said than done. But just taking the battle out of our minds would be the best way to do that. And walking the journey, like I said, it's just one day at a time, and step there one day at a time. So the fourth thing would be trust that God has a plan. So number 4, keep the faith, because it doesn't last forever. The buying, selling process is a test of patience, but it doesn't last forever. You will eventually be in that next house that you keep envisioning. So don't lose hope. And I really think that's what has helped me, is knowing and truly just believing in my heart that God does have the perfect house for us. I know that He knows my desires probably more than I do. I mean, and He also knows what I actually need, as opposed to what I really want in a super long, dreamy list of things that aren't even necessary. So He knows my family. He knows our situation. He knows the desires of our heart, and He knows our budget. And He's going to put us into that perfect house when it's all supposed to unfold. So I guess I would just encourage you to slow down, because I guess even if you think of Abraham, when he tried to speed along God's blessing much faster than it was supposed to come, he ended up just causing a lot of hardship and damage to his marriage and his situation. Whereas if he would have just trusted, okay, I know God has this for me, and in his situation it was a child, I know God has this for me, but I need to just be patient and trust that God will give it to me. If we stick with the will, yes, it is coming, but also plan it in patience, then I really believe that God is going to give us the house that's the best choice for us for the time period when we move in His perfect timing. And of course, patience is never easy, but keeping the faith and trusting that it's going to work out, that's a big one. Number 5 on the list is know your limits. So, there was a few weeks there. No, okay, I mentioned that my house has had 35 house showings. And yes, I actually kept track. I didn't write it down. I just, you just add it on every time. Okay. So, 35 house showings. My house has only been on the market for 9 or 10 weeks. So, a lot of showings have been back to back. And that makes it stressful and difficult because remember those Rubbermaid tubs that all your stuff is secretly piling into? Well, if you have a showing and then a showing the next day and then a showing the next day, you don't have time to get to those tubs, and that's when all those shoes just disappear and you're frustrated, and things that you need or bills didn't get paid because you stuffed one into the box and you forgot about it and you need to get there, but you have no idea which box it's even in. Oh, that reminds me, a quick little tip back to your secret hiding places. Those boxes, label them for which room the stuff goes into. So I have one container for the office. I have one container for the girls' room, one container for the boys' room, etc., so that if I'm looking for something, at least I know which box it's going to be in. That was a huge help and something that I learned through mistakes. So anyways, back to know your limits. For a while there, I was doing way too many back to back, and it became really stressful, and then I was exhausted and I was frustrated with God because it's like, okay, I'm doing all this work and getting nowhere. And then you start to wonder, am I even supposed to be doing this at all? But I really felt like it was the time. I mean, we need bigger space, it just is what it is. We have 8 people living in 1,400 square feet and not much storage. So the time has come for some more space. But until then, we do have to work hard. So I actually set some limits, and I stopped doing the every single showing request, and I set a schedule that we stuck to, and it just kept me sane and helped me to have time to unload those Rubbermaids and I guess regroup for the next round, because what can happen is burnout. And with the burnout, we don't care so much about what the house looks when the people come, because it's like, well, whatever, they're not going to buy it anyway. We can get a negative attitude. So if we know our limits, we can stay strong and present every single house showing looking like, maybe this is the one, maybe it is, maybe it isn't, but I'm going to do my best and I'm going to do my part, and I'm going to make sure that the people who walk through here walked through the house that looks like it does in the pictures. That was my goal. So I did hear this really awesome message in the middle of feeling burnt out, and this was probably like 3 weeks ago. And I was just kind of at that point that I was just mentioning where you feel like I've put so much into this and it's not coming through. So what is going on? And I heard this great message on the way home, driving in my car. It was on the radio, and it was Nancy Lee DeMoss, and she was speaking about hospitality. And some of the things that she mentioned, it was just like a new perspective for me. The fact that some people have never even walked into a home where there's a family living and love is present. And that was just kind of something that it's like, you know what? I don't know why I'm doing this over and over again, but I do know that I can trust that God does work everything together for His good, for our good. And with that, whoever He wants to bring through this home, then I'm just going to choose to trust that it's for a good reason. Whether I see it right now or I don't see the whole outcome and I don't see the whole picture, I just need to choose to trust. So with that hospitality message, it gave me a new perspective on the showings. My battery is low, so I don't know if it's gonna get dark or stay bright, but I'm just gonna keep going. I'm almost finished. So anyways, the hospitality, that's where my heart has changed its focus to with the showings. It's not, am I going to sell or am I going to buy? I'm not anxious about it. What a relief. And preparing for the showings has actually become, I don't want to say a joy, but it's not a burden because I feel like I'm just getting ready for company and I have guests coming. And even though I won't get to actually speak with them, that's just my attitude about it, is preparing for company, getting the house ready for them. This is for them, and I don't know where that goes after that, but it's just my moment to do this for these people who are going to be walking through. And the hospitality attitude has helped me just relax about the whole situation. So I guess that would be just the last little tidbit, and I don't know if I said 5 things in the beginning or not, but here we go. Number 6, hospitality attitude. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. And again, this is Sarah Strasbaugh at meetyourgod.com is my blog, perhaps turning vlog, and videos are faster than writing. So, there's one more thing. Oh, the tagline for meetyourgod.com is let go of religion and discover God at the center of life. And even with this, with house showings, I really think God is in it with everything. And just like that hospitality message just happened to be on the radio when I was driving home feeling absolutely exhausted from the house showings, I just don't think it's a coincidence. I think that everything is part of his beautiful plan. And even in these showings, I've learned perseverance and patience, and also just learning how to maintain my home, which has been huge. I mean, I've had 6 kids for 2 years. We had twins 2 years ago. And since those 2 years, it's been hard trying to figure out how to keep the house together. So these house showings has forced us how to work together as a team and a family, and everybody pitches in. And so what a blessing really the house showings have turned out to be, just learning time management and home maintenance. So I hope that the house blessings, or the house blessings, yeah, the house showings are a blessing to you as well. Thanks, and I will see you later.